Ayo, what's going on everyone? Nathan here. So for about the past year or so, I have been using the Keychron K2 mechanical wireless keyboard as my main keyboard of choice for productivity and video editing. So I knew I wanted to eventually move away from that, not because it's not a good keyboard, it really is, but there's just something about those really tall keys on it that always made me seem to misclick, and it just got really annoying, especially when editing or writing scripts. So since I love Logitech's MX Master mouse, which this is the 3S version right here, I thought I would go ahead and then complete the set. So I got the Logitech MX mechanical keyboard. This right here is the mini version for Mac specifically. And so now after using this for a few weeks, this has been a really surprisingly great keyboard, and I love the typing experience. So I'm gonna go over why I think this keyboard is so great. Let's get into it. So this is a $150 compact modern productivity keyboard aimed for users trying to have the tactile feel of a mechanical keyboard and enjoy their experience, whether typing papers, doing work, or using it for creative reasons. This keyboard has 84 keys, including full-sized arrow keys, and since this is designed for Macs, there are media buttons for quick access and controls to popular commands, which I will go over later on in this video. And the unboxing experience is pretty simple with this keyboard. Inside, all you get is the keyboard itself, a USB-C to USB-C cable, and then some documentation, and that's it. So going over the design of this keyboard, this has got to be one of its strongest areas for me, as I think it is very aesthetically pleasing to look at, while also being functionally sound as well. I ordered mine in the pale gray colorway to match my MX3S mouse. This is also offered in space gray, which will hold up better to wear over time, but over my few weeks of using this so far, I have no scuffs or smudges yet. The keys are a two-tone colorway where the main keys are a lighter gray and then the modified keys are slightly darker, and I personally just love the look of this. Again, I think it's so aesthetic to look at, super contemporary, and really fits like with the desk setup that I want in the future. There is an aluminum plate between the switches and the base of this keyboard, which gives it a more premium and sturdy feel to it, while also adding a little bit of weight. But it's good weight, nothing too annoying or heavy, but it just makes it feel like it's a nice, quality, well-built product. The base is made out of plastic, and on the bottom there are 2 feet that fold out and unfortunately only have one angle that they rest at, but it's a very comfortable angle to type at. Nothing too aggressive or that would strain your wrist over time. And on the other side of the base is a rubber strip for some added grip, so this won't easily slide on you while you're typing on it, and is worked surprisingly well for both my wool desk mat as well as my hardwood desktop. And with the depth of 1 inch, this is a very thin keyboard, which makes it easy to travel with in case you were looking for a keyboard to do that with, so I really like just the sleek profile of this design. On the upper right hand side of the keyboard is the power switch, and then above this is a green LED light that turns on when you actually turn the keyboard on, and there's also a very gentle animation for its backlight, which I find pleasing to watch. So the typing experience with this keyboard has also been fantastic, and I've really only ever had 3 keyboards that I've consistently used, and that has been Apple's Magic Keyboard on my MacBook Pro, then the Keychron K2, and now this one. And I gotta say, this is right up there with Apple's Magic Keyboard. The keys are a soft touch plastic material and feel really smooth and have the slightest concavity to them. This keyboard has Logitech's tactile quiet switches, and for this Mac version specifically, you cannot choose other switches. They only come with this option, but I have really enjoyed them. They are much softer than my Keychron K2's Gateron G keys with brown switches, but also at the same time, just very tactile with a similar key travel to them. And so you can hear for yourself, here are Logitech's MX keyboard, Keychron K2, and then Apple's Magic Keyboard, and what they all sound like. So there is something about the thin profile, sleek keys, and just softer presses with this keyboard that make me love the typing experience on it, and honestly way more than my Keychron K2. This keyboard also has smart illumination, which is essentially a sensor in the keyboard that automatically turns on the backlight when you bring your hands near it. It is a very, very white backlight and shines through extremely well around all the keys. It gets bright enough for any lighting I have worked in, and they also automatically adjust their brightness levels depending on the lighting conditions that you're working in, and this really helps optimize battery life. There are 7 different styles of backlighting you can choose from by pressing the FN key and the light key at the top right. These 7 are off, constant light, breathing, contrasting light, which brightens up the modified keys, wave lighting, random lighting, and reaction lighting to whatever key you press. So the only thing that I don't like about these switches is that they're custom to Logitech. So my custom keycap with APA in it does not fit on it, which is really a heartbreaker because I do want to keep using it. So I gotta find like a less permanent way than just to glue it onto that top left for me to be able to use it, because it just doesn't fit on by itself. So we'll see what I come up with that, but that's the one like little gripe I have with this keyboard. This keyboard has a 1500 milliamp hour battery, and Logitech claims you'll get 15 days on a full charge with the backlight on, or 10 months with the backlight always off, which for my use has not led me wrong, as I've been getting great battery life out of this keyboard, and multiple days of use in a row, it's still sitting at 95% battery, and if it does end up getting low, then just charging it for 15 minutes will actually give you enough battery life for a full day. So battery life on this keyboard is great. So let's talk about the media keys at the top row here. And to switch between regular function keys and media keys, all you press is the FN button and then the escape button at the same time, and it'll switch back and forth between the two. The first three are your quick access to switching between 3 Bluetooth devices, which I really enjoy, so I can quickly go between my MacBook Pro and my iPad without having to go through the settings menu. Then the next two are the keyboard's backlight brightness down or up. Then is to activate dictation, a dedicated emoji button, which I really like because I'm a huge emoji guy. I'm always sending emojis in text or also just responding to people in my videos with them. Then is screen capture, mute and unmute mic, spotlight search, play pause, mute and unmute speaker, volume down and up, and finally is the do not disturb toggle, or by pressing FN and this button, it will put your device to sleep. So I really like these media keys, as I've never been a person who really got into function keys or really like learned how to use them. And so having these options, these quick action tools, big fan of this on this keyboard. So the last thing I want to talk about is Logitech's free software to help with this keyboard, and that is Logi Options Plus. Here you can view all of your Logitech devices you have and their exact remaining battery power. You can assign specific shortcuts to media keys, control the backlighting, and have different layouts for different applications. It is a very nice software to have accompanying these devices, and I don't really use it that often, pretty much just to like go in and check to see how much battery life is left on my devices, but you can never complain with like additional software to help you customize these devices. So my final thoughts on this device are that I really do like it. I enjoy its slim, modern design and solid build quality. The typing experience is very satisfying, and with its more flat keys, I don't misclick as often as I did with my Keychron K2 keyboard. So if you're looking for this keyboard with an actual full-size number pad to it, then they do offer that as well for just $20 more. So if that's like what you're looking for, then they do have that option, but it's not just specifically for Macs. So that is one other thing I want to point out. This for Macs model is literally specifically for like Apple devices. So you can't connect this to like a Windows product or anything like that. But that's okay because I'm kind of an Apple fanboy and I have all Apple products, so it just fits perfectly in with my setup. So its $150 price tag might be a little high, but from my own personal experience with it, I've loved using it so far, and it just fits the whole aesthetic of my desk setup perfectly, so I can't complain too much about the price tag. So as always, I'll have this product linked down below in the description. If you want to pick it up for yourself, then you can easily find it. So that's gonna be the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, then please don't forget to hit the like button down below and subscribe. And as always, have a great day, everyone, and cheers.